James floated in the observation deck of the celestial drift, watching the stars blur into streaks as the transport vessel prepared for its jump to the Andromeda relay. His duffel bag sat beside him, everything he owned compressed into one military-grade pack. Fired. After 3 years of loyal service, Captain Vex had terminated him over what she called unauthorized use of company resources. "Repairing 2 ships, she'd spat, her mandibles clicking with disgust. "We're a cargo hauler, not a charity." The irony wasn't lost on James. In a galaxy where humans were considered the newest, weakest species, barely a century into interstellar, politics showing kindness was apparently a fireable offense. "You look like someone. Killed your pet," a familiar voice said. James turned to find Aliana settling into the seat beside him, her silver hair catching the starlight. The Valorian engineer had been his only real friend aboard the drift. Her 4 arms crossed in that particular way that meant she was either annoyed or deeply amused. "Just contemplating my terrible life choices," James replied. "Ah, yes, the cardinal sin of being competent and compassionate." Aliana's voice dripped with sarcasm. "How dare you fix 2 distressed vessels while we had 6 hours of waiting time during cargo inspection?" James had known the risk. When those distress signals came through, one from a Quilarian medical transport with failing life support, another from a Zenthi refugee hauler with a critical engine malfunction, he'd made a choice. The drift was stuck in bureaucratic limbo anyway, waiting for customs clearance at Station Prometheus. He had the skills, the tools, and the time. So he'd taken a maintenance shuttle and done what humans apparently did best: improvise solutions to impossible problems. "Captain Vex didn't even let me explain," James muttered. "Because you made her look bad," Aliana said bluntly. "You, the primitive human, solved problems in 4 hours that station mechanics quoted 3 days and 40,000 credits to fix. For free." The transport shuddered as it began its jump sequence. James closed his eyes, trying not to think about what came next. No recommendations. No severance beyond the legal minimum. He'd be lucky to find work scrubbing plasma conduits on some frontier mining rig. "Attention passengers," the ship's AI announced. "We are receiving a priority transmission. Stand by." The view screen flickered to life, revealing not one face but dozens. James recognized some of them. The Quilarian doctor whose children would have suffocated without life support. The Zenthi captain whose refugees would have drifted into a decaying orbit. But there were others too. Faces he'd never seen. "We are looking for James Carter, human, formerly of the cargo vessel Celestial Drift," the Quilarian doctor spoke, her throat sac pulsing with emotion. "We have been searching for 2 days. James sat up straight. That's me." Aliana was grinning now, all 4 arms uncrossed. "Mr. Carter," the doctor continued, "you may not remember, but 18 months ago, you repaired our family transport near the Kepler belt. You refused payment. You told us to pass it on." A Zenthi elder stepped forward on the screen. "And you, young human, fixed our colony ship's water reclamation system 14 months ago in the Outer Rim. Also for free. Also telling us to pass it on." One by one, faces appeared and disappeared on the screen. A Tharan merchant whose cargo hauler James had saved from pirates by rewiring their weapon systems. A human colonist whose atmospheric processor James had fixed during a refueling stop. An insectoid creche whose queen ship's navigation system James had debugged. 2 ships, Captain Vex had said, but James had lost count years ago. Every spare moment, every time the drift sat idle, he'd listened to distress calls. Fixed what he could. Asked for nothing. "The galaxy has a long memory, Mr. Carter," the Quilarian doctor said. "Longer than your captain's." The screen changed. A logo appeared, elegant, powerful. The Galactic Coalition's official seal. "James Carter," a new voice spoke, deep and resonant. James recognized Ambassador Torix, one of the most powerful beings in known space. "Your actions have been reviewed by this council. In the past 3 years, you have provided emergency assistance to over 40 vessels representing 18 species. You have asked for no payment, no recognition, no political favor." James felt Aliana's hand, one of them, grip his shoulder. "This is not the human way, we were told," Torix continued. "Humans are self-interested, aggressive, short-sighted, but you have shown us something different. You have shown us that humanity's greatest strength is not your adaptability, your resilience, or even your famous ingenuity. It is your instinct to help, even when it costs you everything. The screen split into multiple feeds. Ships, dozens of them, hundreds. They surrounded the transport from all directions, their running lights creating a constellation of gratitude. On behalf of the Galactic Coalition, I am authorized to offer you a position, Torek said. Director of Emergency Response and Humanitarian Engineering. You will have a fleet, a budget, and a mandate to do officially what you have been doing in secret. Saving lives, one ship at a time. James couldn't speak. His throat had closed up entirely. The pay is substantial, Torek added, and James swore he saw the ambassador smile. But somehow I don't think that's what matters to you. Aliana was laughing now, a chittering sound of pure joy. You magnificent idiot, she whispered. You beautiful, stupid, generous human. The comm officer appeared on a smaller screen. Mr. Carter, we have representatives from 42 ships requesting permission to dock and meet you personally. Should I tell them to form a queue? James finally found his voice. Tell them I'll meet them all. But first I need to send a message. To whom? The officer asked. James smiled, thinking of Captain Vex and her short-sighted fury. To everyone who thinks humans don't belong out here. Tell them we're not going anywhere. We're just getting started. As the celestial drift began docking procedures with the first of many grateful ships, James realized something profound. The galaxy hadn't fired him. It had been preparing his promotion. And somewhere on a cargo hauler now facing a massive PR crisis, Captain Vex was learning an important lesson about humans. They didn't just survive in the galaxy. They made it better, one repair at a time. Kyanto.